it's going to believe. The brain doesn't know the difference between the truth and a lie when you're speaking to yourself in your self-talk. So there's certain words that we don't allow our kids to say. We just don't say them in our household, and that's TRY and CANT. We don't allow that. But what I think is a lot of people feel victim mentality when they see that things are difficult, or they get to a point where accomplishing something becomes difficult for them, and then they start using other I don't even know what I would call it, but they start looking for fallbacks. Have you noticed that recently in the current generation, you see so many people who are eager to self-diagnose themselves as having ADHD, all those alphabets, and autism. It's like you're 40 years old and all of a sudden you realize you're autistic. Just so many different things. You see people, they like attention. They like victim mentality. You'll see a lot of people taking pictures in the hospital, have tubes in their nose, and just really crying out for sympathy instead of just winning in life. So I think something has shifted in this particular generation where people may not know how to handle that emotional aspect of difficulties in life. And they resort back to, well, let me just point to this and self-diagnose myself with this particular situation. It's like people want to have something wrong with them, if you will. They want to be diagnosed with something. They want a sickness. They want a disease. They want a so-called condition or a label. Listen, ADHD, whatever all that stuff is, man, this is some head stuff. I really do believe that. A lot of times they like to diagnose little boys with ADHD when boys are just being boys. That's what they do. There's a book called Wild at Heart. Excellent book. It explains the physiology and the psychology of the male. It's perfectly normal for a boy to get on the sofa and jump off. It's normal for a little boy to want to jump from the top of the stairs all the way down. That's what we do. Women, girls, they have more of a nurturing. If you take two kids, a boy and a girl, you hand the boy a G.I. Joe doll collection or action figure collection, and you hand the girl a Barbie doll collection, she's going to have a tea party and crumpets and all this with the little Barbie dolls, and the boy's going to make the G.I. Joe action figures fight. And if you switch the dolls and the action figures, you give the boy the dolls, you give the girl the action figures, guess what? G.I. Joe and Mr. T are going to be sharing tea and crumpets. And Barbie and her friends, well, they'll probably have their heads ripped off, because that's just what kids do. So once we understand that there's difference in people, we can get out of that labeling everybody with everything. We got to get more emotionally strong. Listen, when I was growing up,